O-grid, we have made the Y block, and we have captured the triangle. Now we will begin our we now need to capture the geometries inside the block, the geometry of the occupants and the tables, and these geometries function as like internal walls. These geometries function like internal walls. So to capture internal walls in ICEM, we should always associate the internal edges to those internal CAD surfaces to make them internal walls. I mean, the internal edges need to be associated to the internal surfaces or to the internal edge internal curves to make them function as walls. Otherwise, the flow will just pass through those surfaces and the walls won't be captured. So now we will make the splits. We go to split block option, first option, edge here, and I select the edge, and I select the prescribed point option, select the prescribed point. So an edge has been created which passes through the prescribed point. But please note that since we have already created an O-grid, the edge is kind of crooked. So that's why we should always avoid splitting after the O-grid has been created. We should do all the splits before the O-grid. But in this case, probably we couldn't get around that. So that's why we are creating the edges after the O-grid has been created. We will then make changes to make the edges collinear. So I will do the splits. So I am doing the splits at all the points on this edge. So now let's make the edges collinear. I mean, remove the crookedness from the edges. These two edges have become straight. Do same here. So we will do it here. So we are, as you can see, one by one we are changing the location, we are changing the we are making the vertices, we are changing the location of the vertices to capture the geometry even more precisely. So we will select here. So we have made the almost all the edges straight by moving the vertices. So I need to create few more splits. I will create a split to capture the CPUs here. So apply. Similarly here. So apply here to capture the computer screen. So these are the splits, I mean this and the table and the CPU. we have captured. We also need to capture the lights here. We move to the other side.